Make sure I have the comment section up for this one.
Hello, everybody. We are just after the Coca-Cola 600 weekend.
Memorial Day weekend. About
Memorial Day weekend. How's everybody's Memorial Day? What do you guys do?
I worked.
Okay. Reunion.
Oh, that's fun. High school or family?
Family.
Okay.
Yeah, my high school reunion was years ago, Mike. I'm that old.
Yeah, we had an uneventful race at Charlotte. Nothing that anybody wants to hear me talk about. I actually
can we move on to picks?
That's a show. 1 minute episode.
I guess everybody got to see the bottom of the Red Bull cars. So
yeah, that was interesting, wasn't it? And Mercedes over there in Monaco, they lifted them up. So that could be interesting to see if teams can follow along that. Also, Joseph Newgarden won the Indy 500 in a electric race. I really enjoyed that. It was a fun one.
My guy snapped his losing streak.
The end of it, yep.
Yeah, I'm interested to see. Like, I was surprised that they allowed him to make the move he did on the last lap, going below that, like going all the way down there.
I know people were bitching about it, but I didn't think nothing of it until somebody brought it up. Yeah, I don't see why you would make it now.
That's interesting.
Well, one dude fucking went down there and went through the grass to pass somebody.
Tony Kanaan.
That happened twice. Yeah,
that move was amazing.
That was pretty sweet. So the incident everybody wants to talk picks, right? The incident everybody wants to talk about. Chase Elliott and Denny Hamlin. We're gonna go around here. I'll go last. So we'll go Wessel, Sal, and then Tegan. All of our opinions on this incident. So Wessel, kick us off.
I mean, a lot of similarities to the Bubba and Larson incident last year at Vegas. And I mean, Denny, definitely ran him off the track. Definitely put him in the wall. And it seemed like that may have been an easy mistake to make because we saw Kevin Harvick do that exact same thing later in the race where he spins himself out. But you never want a right rear guy on a straightaway. I know a lot of people have been trying to point at maybe Brad hit him into him, but he can see from there's a kind of an aerial camera. He definitely hooked before
Brad got him.
I think Brad hit him because of the sudden movement by Chase. But yeah, I mean, that's uncalled for. Just got announced this morning that he was serving a 1-race suspension, and I 100% agree with it. It's a lot of similarities to the Bubba incident.
Sally?
Yeah. You can't defend that. I mean, the first 20 minutes probably you could because of the whole thing with Brad there. But after seeing that,
even I tried a little bit to defend it.
Which
is saying something.
I was not, though. I was not in that. I was like, I don't. You guys said it. I was like, I don't think so.
Shout out to Fox, though, because even though it was like an extra 20, 30 minutes after the whole incident, for at least going to get that footage to kind of give us the best view of if it was Brad, if he was already hooking him or what the case might have been. So, I mean, I kind of figured before. I mean, you get it because that wasn't the first time Denny had ran him up. I think he ran him up the same lap where Eric hit the wall coming out of 2. So, I mean, it's frustrating if you think about it from Chase's part. Like, this is the same dude, just did it twice to you now. But, I mean, you can't do that.
Hold on 1 second.
That's dangerous with these cars not being, I mean, knock on wood, we still haven't gotten an injury yet, but we don't know what exactly could have happened had these cars still been the same way they were last year. You can't do that. I do think he did the right thing. He hit all of his PR points and all that in the interview. Like, I can't hear
you. SMT data is not going to back that shit up.
It's like, I can't hear you. No, just everything breaks whenever you hit the wall with this. You know, it's hard to drive, but...
He tried. He tried.
Yeah, he definitely tried. A for effort. But, I mean, I agree with the suspension. I believe everyone saw it coming. If you didn't see it coming, you're an idiot. So, yeah.
Or you eat at the Dawsonville pool room.
Or you run their Twitter apparently.
Yeah.
Did Dawsonville Pool Room Twitter tweet something about it?
Oh, since it happened. They hadn't
tweeted for like weeks.
Yeah, they defended it till like I don't know, like it was hell. It's either die or defend. So
Tegan, what are your
weird.
thoughts?
What's the saying? What's good for the goose is even better for the gander. No, I'm joking. I don't like it, but I do agree with consistency. I told Wessel earlier, I do believe if you go back to the Bubba podcast after he got suspended, I think I said then I didn't like it because it's going to set a precedent, and it's exactly what it did, and it just happened to bite the sport's most popular driver. I mean, I don't like this suspension. I don't like it at all. Well, anybody, I don't care who you are, but I do get it with the way the cars are. I just hope that it just stays in that area of hooking somebody like that into the wall.
Fast track.
I hope it don't go no further than this. I hope when you go to the short track, if you can just literally just spin somebody into the wall. I hope they don't say, "Oh, well, we did it to Bubba and Chase. We got to do it to whoever." Then you're just going to be suspending everybody all year long.
I wouldn't even say that the Bubba incident is what. What's the word I'm looking for here? Like, not started the whole suspension thing. I want to say we kind of got to go back to the Matt Kenseth Joey Logano incident.
Yeah.
And that was a 3-race suspension at a short track.
Well, no, 2 race. But now that though, it was just 2. The difference was though he took Joey out of the contention for a championship in the playoffs.
And yeah.
There's a difference.
And honestly, this might hurt Chase. Like he's in a point battle right now. And
the points
is going to set a whole. It's going to set a whole new.
So no points penalty.
How
it was
NASCAR
just a race
gives out the waivers.
Be like almost a 50-point penalty.
Yeah.
This is going to be the first time we're going to see if NASCAR gives a waiver for somebody that's been suspended during the regular season.
They gave it to Johnny Sauter in 2019 after being suspended.
But that's 4 years ago. A lot of shit can change. They can set a new precedent.
I think if it's something like
it's teaching somebody a lesson,
you should get one, no matter if it's on, off track, NASCAR activity, non-NASCAR activity. Get one. But I'm gonna be honest, I wouldn't be against them not giving him another playoff waiver.
A waiver.
I think
it's going to be a close call.
I mean, I can see
it going either way.
He's the most popular driver and everything. But if after this season, I would like to see that kind of change where if you do something stupid like this and you get yourself the 1 race suspension, you can't get a waiver.
Okay, well now, so the thing is now, what is the point of even having waivers if they're just going to give it to you for whatever reason? I kind of go back to what I said last year. You don't want to start setting precedents for not giving somebody a waiver because they got parked for a race or suspended for a race. You give it to somebody that had a Kurt Busch year, which was stupid when they suspended his ass for something that ended up proving that wasn't even him with his ex-military girlfriend, whatever the fuck she was, CIE. Whatever the fuck she was, it come out to be she was a fucking nutcase, and he probably didn't do nothing wrong. You had NASCAR suspended his ass, basically almost cost him a chance at the championship. It went for him winning a race, and then you had Chevy doing it too. So it's stuff like that. Maybe you don't give a waiver if it's self-inflicted. I just think when you're in the heat of a moment and you're making split decisions behind a race car, I don't think you need to totally set it against the driver by not giving them a waiver for the championship, because that's them and that whole team suffering already. I mean, his sponsor's already probably suffering. I don't know if we're going to hear like what Bubba's team did last year. Oh, as a team, we're going to take actions too. I don't think that's going to happen with Chase because I just don't think Rick Hendrick gives a shit. I do kind of find it funny that Chase has not put out a statement yet like Bubba did last year. On the day of the announcement, Bubba come out and said, "I know what I did was wrong, and I accept full responsibility." Chase hasn't done that yet. I kind of like it. I mean, if he really believed what he did needed to be done, don't make a statement at all. It's what the old saying is: if you have nothing nice to say nothing at all.
And
So maybe
Chase
that's what
Elliott
Rick
actually
Hendrick said.
conveniently, Chase Elliott said that a few years ago after an incident with the same guy.
And then,
Well,
like,
the first
also,
incident.
this like kind of wraps around to something I've heard them say on DBC a lot. Is that I'm fine if you like. I don't agree with right rearing a guy on a straightaway or in a turn at all. But if you want to hit a guy because he wronged you, I'm okay with that. But I'm not okay with NASCAR penalizing drivers for talking about it post race or out of the infield care center.
I think if you start
They
letting
can't
these
admit it
drivers
anymore.
go
Let
to
them
the
admit it.
infield
Fuck.
and fight each other without the risk of a penalty, you wouldn't see this shit on the racetrack. Because they'd be down there like Eric and Bubba was in a red flag, going down there and trying to talk it out. And when somebody gets a smart mouth on, you just fucking throw a punch before he gets back in the car. Say, now see how you can do with that black eye, bitch. That's all it takes. Start letting them fucking have at it again off the track, or not off the track, but out of the cars.
So I know people are curious about my thoughts. I was asked earlier today by a few people like what I think, and I directed them to here. I'm going to actually quote a tweet from Caitlin Larson a couple weeks ago after Kansas. She said, "Actions hypocritical." Let's be real here. Denny had an incident with JJ Yaley earlier this year where he just flat out dumped him. Unintentionally, of course. Wes, that was a zesty.
Did you just lick that?
Yeah.
All right. Anyway.
Whoa.
You know,
Watching me eat, man.
Look, I can see the blue in his fucking tongue now, or his teeth, or something.
But there are multiple instances where Denny drives like this. Just gonna say this. Chase Elliott, I personally believe, absolutely right rear hooked Denny Hamlin intentionally down the straightaway. And I believe with the precedent set with the Bubba Wallace incident that warrants a penalty. I think that Chase Elliott actually, I think that his incident with Denny Hamlin comes from a lot more, I think it was a lot of pent up frustration from Chase
what though?
Elliott.
They've not had a history since.
I don't think
Not with them.
Yeah.
I'm
just
saying
in general.
A frustration of Chase with, like, I think himself.
And
Because
maybe
Chase
others.
is very notoriously hard on himself. And I'm a Chase Elliott fan. So when I'm watching a race, I'm mostly focused on him. I'm, of course, focused on what's going on in the race, but I am looking at him. And I saw all day that day Chase just get walked over by everybody else and him, like, unwilling to make moves that people were making on him. Like, he would get slid up in front of a bunch of times, and he would have a lot of space too, but he wouldn't do it. So I think he actually feels like he's racing.
I know where you're going. Because we were watching the same thing. Harvick was the same way. Trust me. I was bitching every time Harvick restarted.
I was cussing at the TV.
Because it seemed like he always took the fucking bottom, let everybody just fucking railroad his ass, and then by the time he got his spots back, a damn caution come out again to reset and restart and do it over again.
Yeah.
But you didn't see Harvick go out there and hook somebody.
I'm not condoning what Chase Elliott did. As I said, I think he totally deserves the suspension that he got. Well, is that what I kind of agree with you? Is that what NASCAR should do? I don't know, but based on what Bubba Wallace did,
let's be honest. Bubba Wallace though made it worse when he got out of the car and went to go fight Kyle Larson. If I don't think Bubba did that, I really don't think you would have saw suspension. I think you would have saw penalty.
Bubba chased him down 4 lanes of the track there too.
Yeah, well, so that too. But like I said,
two wrecks.
They were really separated when they got out of their fucking cars too. Bubba walked half a fucking mile to get to Kyle Larson just to shove him to the fucking ground.
Yeah.
I don't think if that happens, I don't think there's a suspension. I think there's a big penalty, point penalty, a fine, maybe something. I don't think it's a suspension. I think that coupled with him going down there and getting into a shoving match with Larson, a one-sided shoving match against somebody that's probably 2 feet shorter than he is.
Yeah.
I think that's what kind of set the ball here, and now NASCAR is stuck with it. Because I really don't think NASCAR wanted to do this. Not with Chase Elliott. I don't think they wanted to do it with Bubba last year.
No.
But
Yeah.
It's kind of
The good
funny.
old boys would have rioted.
The spectrum from the fan base.
And now
Everybody
they are.
loved it when Bubba got suspended. I mean, they were calling for it. He stepped out of the fucking car before he even got to Kyle Larson to beat his ass. When Chase Elliott done, though, oh, the 6 car hit him. It was he was broke. He was broke. It's funny because you got Bubba, who is not the most hated driver, but the most polarized driver in the sport. No, I don't think he's the most hated driver. I think he's under a microscope more. And then you got Chase Elliott, the sport's most popular driver, doing the same things, and you're getting 2 completely different reactions from the exact same fan base, which is probably 90% of Georgia.
I saw a lot of Chase hate across at least my internet.
I did not.
I saw a lot of Chase fans also not defending him.
I didn't. I saw a lot defending them. I'm in a Facebook group chat that was doing it today and yesterday.
I saw a lot of both, but I did not see Chase fans. I didn't see a lot of Chase fans defending him. I saw a lot of Chase fans like,
that's not.
Oh yeah, he broke and.
I've seen a lot of Chase fans actually like. I feel like on my Twitter, I try to lump myself in like the kind of, as Denny said, the sane Chase fan group.
I saw one motherfucker that posted a picture and circled the tire marks coming out of behind Chase's car, saying that his tie he broke his toe link. That's why it fucking caused those skid marks.
You know what though?
Turned into.
I don't think he hit the wall hard enough to break his toe link. I think if he hadn't done what he did, he would have got a caution. I think that would have been a yellow. They could have came around and fixed the car, finished the lap down at the worst.
Yeah.
So.
And I also think
that stuff out of the finish.
I think Chase Elliott has low key anger issues. Because you saw it last year with Larson.
He does. A lot of people don't. Sorry.
Larson put him in the wall and he's like, "Stupid motherfucker."
Yes.
Like, whoa.
It's all different when you're on the radio. When you get out of that car, though, he's a different person.
Yeah, but I don't hear people yell like that usually. Like he was, and then
Kurt Busch, the last one that comes to mind.
I don't know. Yeah, Kevin Harvick was taking names last year at fucking Indy Roval.
Oh yeah.
He wanted a hit list. He wanted I want them all so I can get them back. He eventually got Bowman too, because I remember Bowman talking about it this year.
And I don't think Bowman was the right guy.
I don't think he was.
No,
Bowman said that.
No,
it was Suarez
because he went to Harvick and said, "Just so you know, I'm not the right person." And they got to looking back at it, and Harvick agreed. So
yeah,
Suarez. Yeah, I remember that. Damn.
But I do completely agree with the Chase Elliott suspension based on the precedent NASCAR has set. I really, actually, as a Chase fan, I was hoping he was going to get suspended because I didn't want to hear the whole "he's the golden boy," you know, that type of thing. I'm so tired of that. And like,
so now the next question is he going to get the waiver? NASCAR gets a whole week a week actually to give it to him. Then you can still say he's the golden boy because I think this will be the first time
they have the precedent with Sauter.
Well, not just 2 waivers, but like I said, that was 4 years ago.
Yeah, but
and one Sauter's in the playoffs too.
No, people talked about the precedent with Tony Stewart, and because there hadn't really been many non-NASCAR injuries in recent years, so people did kind of note the Tony Stewart incident in 2016, I think, before the season with his ATV accident, as the precedent for Chase Elliott getting that waiver after his broken leg. I feel like NASCAR, as you said, they didn't want to do this, right? They don't want to suspend Chase Elliott. Look at how they promoted him when he came back.
What's the point of suspending somebody a race who was doing a good job of making up the points and without not even having to have a win to make the top 16 at points? I don't think it's gone.
I think it's a lot closer now, though.
I think if he gets a waiver, I still think he can do it because he was averaging more than what the average he needed. It's just going to make the average go out a little bit.
Think about this, though. He was 61 out heading into Charlotte.
Okay, who's 16?
Who
does he need to catch?
Alex Bowman.
So Bowman's back in.
Bowman is
Bowman's
in.
back in.
I
So he
still
needs
think
to
it's
gain-
possible.
So he's 80. He's I think 81 or 82 out now. You assume he's going to lose at least 20 or 30 points to the cut line next week. So he'll be around 100 again with how many races to go? Like 10?
That's 10 races. That's
Let's
10
face
points a
it.
race.
Who is 15th?
That's
in points?
doable.
Because I think
Bubba
Bowman.
Wallace plus like 40.
I think Bowman could probably catch Bubba and maybe pass him. So
Yeah, but
really,
then
maybe
just Chase
But
can Chase get
Bowman-
150 more points than Bubba.
I don't think Bubba's going to be the one that you're going to have to worry about dropping because I think Bubba's getting ready to hit
Bubba's
the
on a
summer
fucking
stretch.
streak right now. 4
Exactly.
straight
Yeah.
top 5.
Like he
I
did
wouldn't be
last
surprised
year.
if he
this summer.
wins soon.
I think you got others that start dropping. Look at Suarez. Is he in the top 16 right now?
Suarez is out.
Suarez is out.
So he's out. Okay. I still think it's possible that you can average
What is
10
his
points,
right now?
and that's with stage. That you're getting stage points too. Bowman didn't get stage points this week.
I'm going to
If
be
he
honest.
did, very minimum.
I don't think Chase makes it on points anymore.
I think it has
As
to
I
be
said-
a win.
As I said, he's 81 out. So you're going to assume he's over 100 out after St. Louis. Bowman is 4 above the cut line. Bubba's 35. The next guy is Chris Buescher at 76.
Okay, who's below Bowman?
Chase Briscoe, what is going on over there? Like,
I don't know. He came back.
he always does though. Like, he
The
starts
whole
these
Stuart
races
Haas team
running-
did.
Yeah.
Before the competition caution, they were 29th and lower. And one of them even locked down.
Where'd he finish?
Top
20th. That's pretty good for
Yeah.
where he ran for the first part of the race. So yeah, do we have any more opinions on the Chase Hamlin thing before we move on?
I would just like to point out that I just looked at the points and was kind of mind blown by seeing this. Corey LaJoy is fucking 20th in points right now.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Corey
20.
LaJoy,
In fucking
Nine
he's in the
car.
car this
He
week.
can
And
actually win.
we're finally going to see if he's
What he's
all
got.
the talk that he's put himself up to be.
Yeah.
Because he's had experience in this car, unlike Josh Berry.
remember him writing
So-
the letter to Rick Hendrick?
Yeah.
About
Yeah.
The 5 car or whatever. Yeah, 48 car. Let's see what he has now. If he goes out there and he fucking just, I mean, he don't have to go out there and light it up. If he goes out there and takes that 9 car and consistently runs top 5 and finishes up there, I'm going to say Bowman better watch his job.
Whoa.
Because
agree.
you're not getting rid of Larson, you're not getting rid of
Byron.
Elliott, and you're not getting rid of Byron.
Byron's
So,
having a career year right now. Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, Byron has had his 3 wins handed to him with late yellows.
He's also had a few though where he was the fastest car and didn't.
But his pit crew really helped him finish second this race.
yeah,
Every pit stop
Blaney's
they
pit
gained
crew
him time.
tried every opportunity to take him out of it.
They
Can we
got
talk
him.
before we get
Fucking
into
hate him.
Blaney, can we talk about the battle for the regular season championship? The top 7 is split by less than 40 points.
Yep.
It's less
Yep.
than 70 going back to 11.
It's less than 20 for the
Kyle-
top 6.
Kyle Larson is 11th in points.
Mm-hmm.
The top
And
10 is
Harvick only
separated
had
by
12
less than
stage points this week.
55.
Blaney
mean-
is second in points now. When the fuck did that happen?
He's been up there for a while now.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
like 7th or 8th a couple weeks ago. I thought, wasn't he?
All I
He's
gotta
been
say, I
kinda
wish
hanging
we had
top
those
5.
races back where Harvick just got fucked in wrecks that weren't his.
Oh, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is ahead of Joey Logano in points.
By
That's
one.
mute points since Joey's got to win.
So is
Ricky also has a
Ricky-
win.
No, true. I forgot about that. I forgot
How was
about
that
Ricky.
race, buddy?
Ricky's
How
a
about
dog,
that?
baby.
And
New
Logano
driver.
has
We have
22,
11 winners this year. Everybody keeps forgetting that we have 11 winners this year. It's a possibility with that how many races we got left? We still could get 16 different winners again.
And we have a whole host of road courses left too, which could throw an AJ Allmendinger race, a Chase Elliott
Fuck
race.
AJ Allmendinger. He downgraded. He's fucked. That motherfucker should have stayed in the Xfinity Series.
Damn.
Somebody
So what's
actually
the
did
guy-
say he downgraded this week.
I mean, that's not crazy.
And then you got Dale
Uh,
Jr. after saying, "Oh, Justin Allgaier, he's cup level talent." Well, if he was cup level talent, he wouldn't have been the last 10 years in fucking Xfinity.
So yeah, let's talk about Ryan Blaney. We're about almost a half hour in, and we haven't talked about the winner yet, who broke a long winless drought,
59?
almost
59.
2 years.
Yeah.
And getting his first crown jewel win. I'm really happy for Blaney. You know, whenever Chase doesn't win, I root for Blaney. So I'm really happy to see that. I did not see the second half of the race, so I didn't really know how it played out. I was at Monday Night Raw. I was following along on my phone and keeping up with Twitter. So from what I heard, it was very, very entertaining.
Battle with him and
Lot of yellows.
Byron going back and forth. It was mostly one-sided because Blaney, I think, was clearly better than Byron, but
Mhm.
Byron
Well,
and Reddick too were also.
Blaney went from a
really
short
good.
run car to when it turned night, he became a long run car.
Mhm.
So they
I saw
had it from
I
start to
saw
finish.
Reddick flying whenever I was checking in.
Yeah. So it was Truex that
Yeah.
kind of went out the door pretty quick. So
I think Christopher Bell was pretty strong early on too.
Yeah.
still he
And
spun.
then- And then that red flag. There was that red flag where they got.
He also
sent
spun
back and
out.
He never came back. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we had talking about the broadcast a little bit too. I thought it was good. One of the better ones for Fox this year.
I think they've been pretty good the last couple of weeks, to be honest.
They have.
I do too.
Yeah.
I think they have
So-
been way better.
Yeah. So what do we think this
The
win-
coverage still is not great though.
I'm
mean,
excited for
the
NBC, to be
commentary,
honest.
but yeah.
'Cause I feel like NBC, like you compare the Indy 500 coverage was awesome.
I've seen a tweet where they said that the NBC was so good, they actually kept the camera on the fucking tire as it was going
Out of
to
the
hit the
stadium.
car, out of the
Yeah.
stands and shit, and hitting the car.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I look forward to NBC taking it back just for that fact only.
Their coverage is better. I don't know if their commentary is. I guess they bring more excitement.
I think if you take Rick Allen out, that commentary is 50% better.
Yeah. And put Allen back
Jeff
in.
Burtondale Jr. and Rick Allen, not Rick Allen, but
What's hard?
Steve, yeah. Put
They're
fucking somebody else in there besides Rick Allen hooting and hollering. Even with Dale Jr., getting excited, it's 50% better with anybody else, except for maybe Vince Welch or Bill. Not Bill. Yeah, Bill
Come
Weber.
on,
Don't
give me
put Bill
Vin-
Weber in there.
Give me Vince Welch. Give me Vince Welch. Sheldon Creed is gonna win the championship, and he has done it. Shout out Vince Welch. We miss you, man.
No, we don't.
I do. I have no material anymore to do an impression of him.
I think John Roberts might do decent.
Oh, that's a deep pull in the NASCAR lore.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, Monday Night Raw last night, the pyro was fucking wild. It was so loud. It's not a big venue. It was loud. Cody Rhodes had like 15 different fireworks. Did anybody watch last night? Sal, did you watch?
No, I was watching the race.
You saw the video though that I sent of his entrance.
Yeah.
Albany was kicking last night. The crowd was singing his theme song. It was awesome. Anyway, back to Blaney though. I feel like we haven't talked about him enough because I think we should. I mean, he hasn't had winning speed this year. He's had like top 3 speed, which a lot of the times you look at somebody that runs top 3 a lot and you think it's winning speed. Not for him. He like lurks in third, like 5 seconds off the lead. He's done that
Or
all
more.
year, basically. Yeah. But this win I think is huge for him. He has clearly been
Also,
the best
maybe
Penske
for the
driver
Ford
this year.
camp too, because outside of
I was about
Brad
to say,
Keselowski
yeah.
and Kevin Harvick, Ford has been dog shit a mile and a half.
Yeah.
At the end of
And
stage
Blaney
2,
to come out
Ford
and
was his
clearly
top
be,
5
like, the dominant car.
completely.
Yeah.
And he wasn't the only one. I think on long runs, a lot of those Fords were better.
The 6 was
Then-
really good.
Mhm.
Yeah, until he
Wilshire
wrecked,
was
and then
pretty good, too,
yeah.
when he was
even after Harvick spun, he came after they quit having all their fucking little yellow fast. Harvick came back and still finished 11th. Another couple laps, he would have been top 10, and he still ended up being the best. He went from being the worst dirt Haas car at the last caution to being the best in a span of 20 laps. So it's just going to show you that I think Rodney's finally figuring out this car again.
What do we think this win means for Blaney? Do we think that he's in like championship contender status?
I
now?
won't go that far because I do still think it's been hit and miss until this race. Literally, this race was the opposite of a typical Ryan Blaney race. Usually, Ryan Blaney's always up there in contention, and then either his pit crew fucks him or he gets wrecked or he wrecks himself. He literally, start to finish, this whole race was the best car. He finally put a whole race together, and it just happened to be a 600-mile race. So, and if that happens again, I don't know. I think the jury's still out on that.
Anybody else thoughts on Blaney?
I think he needed it.
He definitely needed it.
He definitely needed it. I mean, the front stretch interview after the win, I'm not a big fan of those. I'm sure as many others are. Give us
I
a
don't like it.
victory lane interview. But I mean, that was probably one of the best front stretch interviews in a really, really long time, probably since they started doing this. Like the emotion in him, all that was really cool to see. And I don't think he's championship contender, but it's definitely a boost for him and, like y'all said, the whole Ford camp, because they definitely needed it.
Yeah. Wesley, you got that Dr. Pepper hat on for Bubba Wallace. He's 3 top 5s in a row, right?
4 if you count the All-Star race.
Hey.
Yeah.
And they're not really even at they're not really at tracks that you know Bubba to be like great
Good
at.
for
I
him.
guess Kansas you can consider, but I don't think he's ever finished in the top 10 at Charlotte before last night. I think his best finish was like 15 in 2021. So it's really impressive to see what they're cooking. You know, he's in the playoffs by 40 points now, and I feel like I thought Bubba was going to make the playoffs coming into the year. I think we all did, just based on his speed towards the end of last year. But I thought it was probably going to be just because of a win. I thought he would be close to the cut line, but with the tracks that are coming up for him, you know, the road courses aren't going to be great for him, but he has gotten better. I feel like he's in a comfortable spot right now, at least. What are our thoughts on Bubba Wallace? Do we think he wins before the playoffs?
Maybe not a win because, you know, kind of like, unless he just has like just a random race like Blaney has, I don't think he's really showed winning speed yet this year. You know, Kansas was by far, he was probably the fastest car at both of those races last year. And like with Kansas this year, I mean, it was really all Larson and like, but the I don't know if he'll get a win because he just hasn't really shown winning speed yet. But I mean, you know, neither had Blaney until this weekend.
Yeah. Any other thoughts on Bubba Wallace?
He gets a win.
Okay,
Where
I like that. I like that.
I think he gets in by winning.
If it is, I think it's Michigan.
Ooh,
and I think he still has to go through his Toyota counterparts, maybe.
Or Harvard.
Like Denny. Yeah, Harvard seems to know how to figure out Michigan, so we can give them clean air. Although Ford kind of fucked ourselves this year, so who knows?
Ford, because they're
like Ford may be sandbagging.
They haven't been
they're
great.
They're not bitching enough for them to be for NASCAR to come out and say we know Ford is behind, and they just took a bunch of cars. They took 6 cars for 3 different tests this after Charlotte race. I feel like they maybe have something up their sleeve and they're not showing it yet. I think maybe Charlotte we might have got a little glimpse of it, and it may be the motor. They may be making it up in the motor department what they're losing on the downforce.
You know, Yates is always strong. Roush Yates in the motor game. Yeah. Really unlikely winner for the picks this week. Bradley wins, picking Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
Throwaway. Pretty sure I had him on. So.
Ricky Stenhouse Jr. has won picks twice this year.
Just real quick, a bunch of people talk about the intentional wreck that did happen between Denny and Chase. Not many people talked about Ricky almost wrecking Kyle in the exact same.
I think that kind of got lost. I was watching that because I was actually rooting for him to wreck him.
I read that Brad had wrecked Gilliland. Is that true?
I think Brad.
No. Brad got loose on the high line and actually got turned into Gilliland. It wasn't on purpose. It's just another Jimmy Johnson move.
Oh, Jimmy! What a rough one.
Fucking Legacy Motor Club. Not even just Jimmy.
Oh, that was bad.
And then they get back out there and he takes them out.
both cars hit debris on the same lap and both puncture their radiators, have to go to the garage. They come back after Jimmy had already spun about once or twice
And went to the garage himself.
and went to the garage and came back. And he tries to put one of them in the wall.
Oh, he did. He took them
did
out. They
that,
both
tried
went
to,
out
yeah,
with
he
damage.
did.
Okay.
Oh, man.
So
Jimmy needs
picks
to call it
time.
quits.
Going first by the skin of his teeth here is Tegan.
Where we at? Got fucking
We're
gateway.
at St. Louis.
Who won this race last year?
Joey Logano.
Yeah, I don't think. It's a short track. Almost short track. Who do I have left? Show me the other sheet.
Oh, okay. I don't. It's not updated from last week, but.
Well, you take Hamlin off mine. Oh, maybe I should take Elliott.
Well, I don't. Yeah, take him.
Give me the 6. We'll take
Keselowski.
Keselowski.
That's
Yeah.
a good pick.
Thought about taking with Jolie, but I feel like that'd be too much of a throwaway. I think I already took him though.
Okay, next up, I believe is Sal.
Show me my list of who I have available.
Gotta update it for you as well. You are over here. Okay. Here's who you picked.
Give me Kush Bush.
Kush Bush. Okay. Big old pick from Sally. Kush Bush. Has he run the Kush car lately? I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it in a while.
I haven't seen much Kush from Kyle Busch lately. I pick this motherfucker, and he wrecks. Kyle Larson. Okay. I literally hate this guy so much. God damn, is he an asshole or what? Give me Chris Buescher.
How about him too?
Zane Smith ran top 20 last year, subbing for him in 17. Buescher's a better driver, I think. Also better cars this year, so give me Chris Buescher. And this is also kind of a random racetrack, so maybe he'll win here. Who knows? Let's see who will be next. It'll be whoever had Ty Gibbs, so it'll be JB. He is picking. Where's the message that he sent me? He'll pick Corey LaJoy.
Did I finish second with Austin Dillon?
I think so.
Finished top 10. Finished 9th or
So next
yeah,
up
somewhere.
is, I believe, Briscoe, who is Matt. We don't have Matt's pick.
Can I talk about my last 5 picks real quick?
Yeah, what do we got?
So we've got, going back, I picked Austin Cindric. I think he finished second
Right.
that week. I picked Kyle Larson last.
You got
Seabell
Chastain. Yeah.
last.
Nope.
Denny Hamlin last.
No.
Austin Dillon second. What the fuck?
Pick somebody that's not going to finish second or last here.
All right.
That's my
well,
advice to you.
I'm thinking I have taken
Hocevar.
all of the fill-in drivers for the number 9.
Hocevar.
I have taken all fill-in drivers for the number 9 this year.
I forgot about him.
So I'm going to take Corey LaJoy.
Bro, JB just picked him. You
What?
fucking asshole.
Idiot.
You see it right here?
Oh, no.
LaJoy.
Bro sounded
I'll put
so
his first-
confident with that too.
I'll put his first name.
I'd
So,
already
yeah.
wrote out the monologue for it, Sal.
Christ.
God damn it.
this guy, man, you suck.
I feel like Corey LaJoy is going to be a fucking wrecking ball, though. Trying to
Ooh,
prove
okay.
something.
So, who are you gonna pick? You can pick Hocevar, maybe. I'm trying to throw that in your brain.
I'm not throwing away that bad.
I'm
Whoa.
thinking about taking him, though.
You want to talk
I think
about
by
people?
changing my
You want
pick.
to talk about people trying to prove something and wrecking people? It's gonna be Hocevar this weekend. Let me tell you what. Who do
Oh, that was
I
gonna
have?
segue into you picking Chastain.
Not after what happened here last year.
He was fine.
I don't know though, because the 2 guys he fucked with last year are having beef now. But obviously Denny's not going to be, or not Denny. Chase isn't going to be there. But
Yeah.
Um,
Still stunk that one car's got it this year.
no,
Not every week.
I feel like I've used Chastain already too, haven't I?
No, you haven't.
I haven't. Give me. Do I still have Bowman? I'll take Bowman.
Alex Bowman. And Bradley, who's on a good streak here, winning 2 in a row. His pick will be, let's see, Eric Almirola.
Good luck.
He ran well here last year.
Shoving Bubba Wallace. That was another thing that kind of went under the radar.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? He said that it was because Eric Almirola said he was throwing him the bird.
Yeah, he was flipping.
Almirola went to talk to him because he let him go, and as he let him go, Bub apparently shot him the bird as he was going by. So Eric was like, I want to find out why. So when he gets down there to ask him what's going on, Bubba just starts cussing him out. And so that just apparently pisses Eric off. So he just gives him one good shove. And I think Bubba kind of realizes, holy fuck, I just pissed somebody off that could probably actually take me. Eric looks like he's been beat up on the playground a few times. He's a pretty scrappy dude now. So
I don't know if this is how much truth there is to this, but I read something that like Almirola sent him like a nasty text whenever he.
I read that too, but now who in the hell is going to put that out there if the name ain't Bubba or Eric?
Did Bubba say it?
Bubba, from the one I read, apparently Bubba like mentioned that whenever he subbed for the 43, that Eric wasn't very nice.
Jeez. Better hope he doesn't see him at Food Lion.
The damn Cubans, man.
Jesus Christ.
Wild.
It was wild. Yeah. So that was interesting. Almirola gave him a shove. I think Bubba didn't want to get into any more hot water and have the Facebook fans go crazy. So I think he was like, all right.
No, I think he knew his ass was going to get beat if he kept going.
I don't know. Bubba's.
I think Bubba.
No,
I don't think Eric Almirola is beating anybody up, dude.
I'm taking Eric in that one. Eric looks like he's been, like I said, the runt of the litter. He's had to man up at some point.
Bring back this banner.
Yes, I'm rooting for the Cuban. I'm racist. Sue me.
Hey, Maddie's 2 dudes. He's not here. Ryan Blaney and Ryan Blaney. I assume. This would have been a great.
Or maybe Ryan Blaney and his crew chief for getting it right.
That's a good call. Maybe he would have said Ryan Blaney. And
not the pit crew.
Matt loves intentional wrecking.
Can I talk about Blaney's pit crew for a second? Because every time this motherfucker went in the pits first, he came out third or worse. Every single fucking time.
Okay, I will say this. I don't know if anybody else noticed. These pit stalls are really tight.
At Charlotte?
And they are. They are.
Because it started leading to almost some penalties for the 24 and a few others. Because they were running through other people's pit boxes, even though it's legal to, but they were running through the whole fucking thing and not letting the pit crew come out to their cars because the car that they were pitting was right behind the guy that was fucking it up. So, and it's a good point. The new steering makes it harder for them to get it cut in like they used to be able to.
Right.
So now they're getting in, they have to get into the angle. I ain't never seen a race since this new gen come out where I had seen a lot of cars have to back up to get out of their pit stall. So maybe they need to, since we're down to 40 cars, 37 cars, maybe they need to take some of these pit stalls and kind of extend them out a little bit.
Make them a little bigger, wider.
Make them a little bit bigger.
That would give less incentive towards pit box selection and qualifying well.
No, it doesn't. You still pit selection number 1, still the best one. Because you literally can speed and not speed.
There's good pit stalls all around, though. There's like ones where there's openings in front of them or garage stalls.
I still think with 40 cars, they need to if you're going to make your steering shit and make it hard for a pit crew, no matter what pit stall they choose, whether it's good or bad, and still can't get in it and get out without backing up, nobody's got a good pit stall. Nobody. Except for the fucking leader. And if he's in pit stall 1. So, because all he has to do is just go straight. He ain't got to fucking rank his shit to the right to get out from behind somebody. So,
it's a good point. So, is there anything else you want to talk about from Charlotte? Allgaier won the Xfinity race, and the truck race was won by Ben Rhodes.
Yeah.
I think. Sally, you look like you had something to say.
Yes, but it didn't have to do with Charlotte. It has
Say
to
it.
do with the greatest driver in the world.
Kyle Larson?
I saw a stat today.
I gotta say something
Top
about him.
10 in the top 10 most DNFs in the next gen car. Kyle Larson is second with like 11 or 10, only under Ty Dillon.
Behind Ty Hamilton.
Which is Ty Dillon from this year, probably.
That guy DNFs every
And
fucking week. I don't know
you
what's
can't
happening with him.
You can't really blame it on engine issues or anything, because after
only
that, the
two.
person who created that, believe 3 of them were engine related. Everything else has been wreck related. So
I mean, 3 out of 11, that's still a big chunk of your. That's a good percentage. It's about 30% of your DNF right there for engine.
Yeah, so I'm going to say something about Kyle Larson. I think he is a top 3 driver in NASCAR on talent. I'll say that. He could be the best. I would not. If you told me Kyle Larson is the best driver in NASCAR right now, I would say that's a fair statement. I might disagree, but I can't argue against you with it. Fox acts like he was out of Mary's womb in the year number 0 in Nazareth or Jerusalem or wherever the hell it happened. Kyle Larson's been in the Cup Series for 6 years before he joined Hendrick Motorsports. Cliff Daniels was a crew chief a couple years before he was with Kyle Larson. They decided to compare the first starts between Jimmy Johnson and Chad Knaus with the first starts, first 100, 70-something starts between Jimmy and Chad to Kyle Larson and Cliff Daniels. Jimmy Johnson was a rookie and a second-year driver, or it was his first basically 2.25 years, compared to Kyle Larson in his like 6th, 7th, and 8th Cup Series season. How ridiculous of a comparison is that? We are cherry-picking stats right now. Why don't we just say, let's compare Jimmy Johnson to Martin Truex Jr. on Mondays or something? 3 of Ryan Blaney's wins are on Mondays. Are we going to talk about that? We've won more on Mondays. Sal's gone. And then we're saying he's Jeff Gordon. Get the fuck out of here. He's not Jeff Gordon. Okay, Jeff Gordon is not racist.
Whoa!
I still think Kyle Larson's better than Jeff Gordon, though.
Okay.
Well, another thing about that whole
Hold on. I gotta fix it. Fuck, I did it wrong.
You gotta take me out, buddy.
Another thing about Fox trying to make this dude to be like the greatest to ever walk on this planet. Anytime he would pass, doesn't matter if he was passing for 11th or 3rd, Clint Boyer would get the biggest boner for him. Oh, he's coming, guys.
Okay,
Here
let's
he
be
comes.
fair.
Watch out for this hot rod in the 5.
Let's be fair. Clint Boyer gets a boner for anybody, except for Stuart Haas.
Not like Kyle Larson.
I don't know. He does. He does it for Hendrick.
I think
He does
I can
it
hear
for
his penis
Larson.
getting erected
He
whenever
does it
comes
for
up.
Toyota. He does it for everybody but Stuart Haas. He was the one that pointed out, oh, Tony, your guy ain't looking so good. Harvick's dropped 18 spots. He's the best running car in 29th. What's going on? If I'm Tony Stewart, I'd deck him. I'd deck him right there in that fucking booth. And I'd be like, I'm gone. Enjoy your little one-person crew. Because I just put that boy out of commission.
There's something that happened.
Joy?
There's something that happened with Clint Boyer in the booth last week that we didn't get the chance to talk about.
And no,
But
okay,
I
yeah.
saw it on Twitter.
And he did it again this weekend, and they stayed with him this time.
I heard it this time. Yeah, I heard it this time.
Oh, when he threw the pen?
Yes. So he said, stay with me now. And he's like trying to commentate this battle. Fox cuts away. Clint Boyer
Yeah.
just
And you-
instantly
hear
stops
his throw a
talking, and you
pin.
hear a pin hit the fucking glass.
Yeah.
He fucking threw his pin.
And he did it again this week. You
I
can hear
heard
him say, "Stay with me," and they did this time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes Fox's directors are rough.
They don't have who they have when 5-6 years ago.
No. What do we?
Well, they
think?
got the
So
same
is
director,
Artie Kepner, right?
Artie Kepner.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
because
he-
they had him on DBC this week. And
Yeah.
that was pretty interesting talk.
I liked him.
I liked that. Yeah.
He's good on there. So who's going to St. Louis this week? Is it Cup and
Cup
Cup
and
and
trucks.
Trucks?
Ex-
And then
The reason
Xfinity's in Portland?
Barry's probably not filling in for Chase
Right, he's in
is because they're in
Portland. Logistics just don't make sense.
Yeah.
And like Wes was telling me earlier. Well,
Yeah.
well, who knows?
Look,
They
hey,
was supposed to be announced this week, and it wasn't.
Does
is what the
Jesse
rumor was.
Does Jesse Awuchi clear someone out under caution this weekend again?
Is he even
He's
racing?
even in a car.
I don't think he's been in a
I thought
car.
they took him out of car last year
I
because of
hope
that
not.
bullshit.
I hope
I don't
not,
even think
man.
the car's.
He's a nice guy.
attempted to
A nice guy. Good friend of our guy Bradley.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good buddy of Bradley and a common a Bradley 88 Junior 1 Instagram post enjoyer, Jesse Owuji. Man, oh man, this be bad. Somebody took that car and like ran 15th with it after Jesse Owuji was like 7 laps down.
Kyle
the week
Weatherman.
before. Yeah, Kyle
Fuck
Weatherman. Who Dale
Weatherman.
No, this beef. What's the beef? Because he followed you on Instagram.
He's a
right?
clout follower. He's a clout follower.
He followed you
He-
on Instagram and then
he-
unfollowed you.
He followed me on Instagram, and then after I followed him back, he unfollowed me. So he was just trying to sneak more
Off the
followers
followers?
and stuff. Yeah.
I've had ARCA drivers do that to me before, so I just unfollow them again.
Yeah, I unfollowed him again.
Go back
after
to
I
being a
found
nobody,
it.
buddy.
There used to be an app.
Get ready to
um,
learn Chinese.
There used to be an app where you could sign into your Instagram on it.
And
And
show you who unfollowed you.
yeah, it shows you the
I think Twitter
analytics
used to
that
do that.
Instagram doesn't. Yeah. And I had that, and I saw Kyle Weatherman on there, and I was like, you motherfucker.
What an
Fuckhead.
asshole.
Fuck you, Kyle.
He's pretty good though, actually.
He's a good
this is
driver.
big
He's a good driver. I'll give him that. But he's a
This is a
fuckhead.
big, yeah. This is a big weekend for Hocevar though, because he performed well in the Xfinity car. I was impressed with him. I think he's a plausible candidate for the 8 car next year. I do think he needs to clean up his actions. I saw some people tweet like how ironic it was that Chase Elliott got suspended for right hooking somebody, and the person that makes his Cup debut because of it is somebody who's right hooked more people than imaginable in the Xfinity series, or excuse me, in the Truck series. Yeah,
With no
which is
repercussion.
funny.
He's been
none.
He's been held for
None.
2 laps. Is the only penalty he has gotten.
Yeah.
At all.
I think for
But
that
let's
was
be
like when he was
fair,
10
them
minutes
cars are a
on.
whole lot safer to the new generation cars. So
That's fair. You know what
Let them
incident
leave
I
it
thought
there.
of about the right hooking thing is Ben Rhodes at Texas a couple of years ago. I thought of that,
Mhm.
and I don't think he got penalized for that, but he was in a manic state that day at that 20.
I think he got ran over a lot during that race. I think by the end of that race, he was done.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
was wrecking his mama by the end of that race. He didn't give a fuck. He was wrecking his mama.
Yeah. What are expectations for St. Louis? I thought it was a solid race last year.
Because of Chastain doing Chastain shit.
That it was a solid race, but the Chastain incident.
This was
kinda
the
carried.
beginning, the inception of how DBC calls it the Ross Chastain don't give a fuck tour. This
Yeah.
is where it started.
Do we know? I didn't see who's in the booth. Do we know?
Kenny Wallace and Michael Waltrip.
Yeah.
I feel
Oh, I
sorry
love
for
that.
Mike Joy. I feel so sorry for
love
Mike
that.
Joy.
That's
I
gonna
like-
be so
I
much
like
fun.
Kenny Wallace. I don't like the Waltrip one. I just
I
don't really
love
like
Michael Waltrip.
Ah.
You've got 3 guys up there that know nothing about this car.
Michael Waltrip witnessed a wrestling match outside of Chase Briscoe's hauler the other day.
Kenny
Anybody see that in
Wallace.
the
Kenny
grid
Wallace
walk
might have the
whenever
best
Chase-
Twitter in NASCAR. I'd like to point that out.
He's interesting for sure.
I won't say that all the time.
Not all the
He's
time.
like his
But
brother.
it's-
He has some, yeah, Mike
There's a
Wallace.
Oh, yeah.
Don't look at his Facebook.
That motherfucker, I think, went out and actually fucking stalked people because he thought they were fucking taking people across the border. human
Mike
trafficking and
Wallace-
shit.
If Mike Wallace was at the U.S. Capitol on January 6th, 2021,
He'd be
I
the
wouldn't
leader.
be surprised.
We had him up at the podium.
The insurrection led by Mike Wallace, former top 5 Daytona 500 finisher, Mike Wallace. Oh boy. Yeah, so we're St. Louis will be fine. It'll be interesting to see. Are they doing the short track package here or not?
Is it a mile?
It's a 3/4 mile, I think, right?
No, it's
Or-
longer
I
than
think-
that. I feel
I
like
think
it's a
they
mile
are.
and a quarter.
Maybe they are then. I hope so.
Who knows? We don't. Nobody. They won't tell us. We'll find out. The teams will find out on the weekend. They'll have to change spoilers.
Saturday. Yeah.
Oh, all the teams changed the spoilers. NASCAR changed the package.
At this point, I'm
Yeah.
surprised NASCAR don't say, "Hey guys, we're going to run threaded tires because they worked so good at North Wilkesboro. Y'all were much faster.
I don't think it would be a bad idea. I think it was fun.
If it is this dry, it won't work."
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Well, no. So
finished
Denny talked about on his podcast last week about
Actions
how
hypocritical.
that word. I'm losing brain function. I'm sorry.
It's kicking in.
The second half is kicking in. Words.
Jesus Christ.
Tires.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
didn't
So,
tire.
yeah, Denny was talking about how the tires were.
I think at this point you need to go find the podcast and just play it.
He doesn't even know where he's gonna go with this.
I don't think
What are
I
you
know.
gonna say?
I don't remember it anymore.
Let's wrap this up, Mike.
No, I got
this
other things to
dude's
talk about.
gone.
We got some things we need to talk about. Maybe Wessel just kind of chill in the corner.
Russell can't keep his eyes open.
Barely.
I just saw them both shut for like 5 seconds.
So we
I'm
finished-
fully. Oh, my eyes are wide open. Right now.
My eyes are wide open.
I'm trying to. There we go.
We finished the CFRL 20. How do we think that went, everybody? I think it was good.
Mm-hmm. I liked
We
it.
executed it well. I hope you all appreciated my words. I think I did a pretty good job.
Yeah, especially on yours, bitch.
Bro, did you see yours?
Mine was a
You
given, but yours was really fucking wordy. I'm like, hell, did he not have a character limit?
And then his little smartass comment, I realized how much I did after I was typing.
Wink, wink.
Mine was like, mine was shorter.
I
than
know I'm a
everybody
good
after me,
driver.
though. Mine was shorter than everybody after me.
For good reason. They're better.
Yeah, they are. That's why they're ranked ahead of me. I was ranked 6th for a reason. Some 5 people are better than me, I guess. That's pretty accurate, I'd say. Yeah, so that went well. We had the full unveiling. Tegan Jones, of course, the GOAT. I had to write a lot for that one.
Did you give
you
that
get,
to Chat
carpal tunnel?
GPT?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you should have.
I probably should have. But no, it was fun
Write
to
me
do for me.
a 500-word award giving speech.
Essay.
Yeah, about CFRL legend Tegan Jones. They won't know what it means. But yeah, it was fun for me to write it, kind of going through all the history and so it was cool. I enjoyed it. Wessel, where were you, like 13th?
12, 13, something like that. I don't remember.
You were
Him
in
and
that
Incal
range.
were back to back.
They were.
How fitting, right?
Came in together. Held in history together. Confused.
Sounding
for each other.
alike. Yes.
This guy is literally just blinking.
This dude. Oh yeah, I was drying out. Hey,
No, there's too much moisture in my eyes right now, and I'm trying to wipe it away.
Okay. So where are we in CFRL this week? Atlanta? back after
Yeah.
2 weeks off.
We're back
That'll be
after
a
2
fun
weeks
one.
off.
It was a nice 2 weeks. Kind of flew by, actually. Like, it didn't really feel like
Kinda
as
did.
long as I thought it would.
This motherfucker's saying elephants right now. Leave it there.
Don't do that. No.
I think you need to go off on him.
What?
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 What? Yeah. Yeah.
Somebody else is trying to win.
Maybe it is. Who knows? I mean, are you somebody else now? It's been like 2 months.
It has been, but I had to dip in the lower series to win. That's what I've had to do.
I think
Yeah,
And
he's
apparently
sandbagging.
that pisses one person off pretty bad.
You bushwhacker. Yep.
I'm a
Sandbagging ass.
truckster.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So yeah, I believe we're off midweek this week. Yeah.
Yes, midweek's
Yeah.
off this week.
Do we want to? We can't talk about our idea, right?
No, that's not because we ain't run it by Bradley yet. But we are working on ideas for next year.
It's a good idea.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be
little
fun.
tweaks.
Can I say the part about the one race?
The ASR race.
No.
All-star
Okay.
race.
No, the
MB?
race. The race that we're
I mean, we ain't talked to Bradley about that yet, have we? Well, Bradley's going to he's going to chime in. What the fuck are y'all doing?
we're cooking.
They're
We've been
cooking.
cooking.
They're
We're,
cooking.
Tegan
Let
and
them
I are
cook.
cooking.
He's like, last time I checked, I was still president, you bitches.
We wait to present our ideas to Bradley until they're fully fleshed out.
Yeah,
Um,
because he's like a woman. He's got to be sweet talked into it.
he does.
No, trust me, honey, it won't hurt at all. You'll enjoy it. You'll like it.
I think he'll like this idea.
Maybe.
We'll see. I think it'll be. I assume that we're gonna have it. But
Maybe.
I think that it definitely could add some interesting elements into play there. But yeah, is there anything we want to discuss before we go?
I think somebody needs to wake up Wessel. This motherfucker's like,
Leave me alone. No.
all right, play the music, Mike.
Oh, it's on.
So
Turn me up, Weasel.
This guy's crazy. Tegan, you can
shout
hear him in the
out,
background.
Cushy Dreams. We would like a
What?
sponsorship.
Oh my God.
We
Now
don't have a
we're either
sponsorship.
going to get sponsorship or we're going to get took down.
Hey, Cushy Dreams, give us a promo code. Thanks
Cushy
for watching,
Dreams.
everybody.
Yeah.
Goodbye.